Hi everyone, my name is Anita Ladhani. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and an energy practitioner. So today I want to talk to you about, how most of us live with this idea that we work, our physical life, our worldly life, our secular life is during Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday, and then on the weekend on Sunday, or if you're a Muslim on Friday, depends on when your day of worship is when we basically, practice our faith, practice our religion, practice our spirituality. And there's somehow there's this imaginary line between our secular life and our religious sacred life. And what I want to suggest to you is, how about if we how about if we completely eradicate that line, erase that line, and instead bring our sacred into our everyday life? How do you do that? Well, the way you do that, to me, is by using every moment of your life as an act of faith, as an act of service, as an act of love, as an act of praise to God Almighty. Whatever name you decide to call him or her by is irrelevant. Now, how do you do that? Some might say, well, I don't have a job. I'm at home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Or I'm retired. Or, I work, but I hate what I do. How can I do that? Or I don't do anything meaningful. I just, I don't know, clean bathrooms in a hospital. Whatever the case might be. Every moment in your life, look for opportunities that you can do what you're doing as an act of service, as an act of love, as an act of faith, and as an act of praise. Because if you're just a stay-at-home mom, understand that that's the most important job in the world, because you are responsible for curating these amazing fresh souls that you've been trusted with, and to create an environment and nurture these youngsters, these babies, these souls who will then end up being adults and will end up impacting the world. So if that's all you ever end up being, and I know some incredible moms, and I know that I spent a good chunk of my adult life being just a mom, but that was the most important role in my life. And no matter what I accomplished in my career, professional life, I was very clear that if I failed as a mother in raising kids who were, good human beings, nothing else I accomplished would have made any difference if I failed there. And that was my personal test. So what I'm suggesting to you is, if you're cooking for them, pray over your food. If you're, be happy that you have the luxury of sitting and providing and cooking meals for your babies. If you're washing dishes, be grateful that you can afford food and you can afford, to have meals together. If you're folding laundry, again, be grateful. Say thank you, because you have the blessings of, being able to, raise and have a family so that you can do that for the kids. If you are, in a job situation and you don't like what you do, it's your attitude, guys. How can you be of service? Even if you're cleaning toilets, do it with the best, because guess what? Someone is going to be walking there, and energy is everything, guys. Energy is you may not see it, but you definitely feel it. And so no matter what you're doing, do it as an act of service. Okay. So, many of you know that I have an Etsy online shop, an Etsy shop where I make and sell jewelry. I have my private practice, and of course what I do in the hospital is I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I do the psychiatric evaluations in a children's ER when the kids come in and they're having, they're acting not right, or they're feeling depressed or suicidal. But let me tell you something, something that I've recently adapted, and I've become very, very clear about this, it's that no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm making a piece of jewelry, and I'm looking there because that's where my jewelry table is, or whether I'm, at, in a private session, whether it's in person or on FaceTime, wherever the person is, or if I'm at work, every moment is an opportunity to be of service. Every moment. So I'm very mindful, because I understand and I realize that everything I do is an offering to God. Everything I do is an act of faith. Because if I'm in a bad mood, if I'm too tired, and I don't completely show up as an act of, with that intention, with the attitude that I'm being of service, I might miss something. I might not be able to help this family in this critical time. Or if I'm making a piece of jewelry and if I'm frustrated, if I'm angry, if I'm not happy about whatever, then that energy gets transferred, and that's the energy I'm putting out into the world. So no, I don't want to do it. And same with my private practice. I recently had the opportunity to work with someone who wanted me to create some custom pieces for them. And I was really excited to do it because I understood from what the person told me that it was going to some, people that were going through hard times. And that's pretty much what I do, right? Anybody can buy jewelry anywhere. You can spend a couple dollars at a dollar store, or you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why buy jewelry from someone like me? Well, obviously I make these really unique custom, prayer pieces. But the idea is that, it's made with the intention of love and healing and prayer. But the example I was giving you is I recently had someone who wanted me to make, some bracelets, and it would have been like 4 or 5 bracelets, and it would have been $150 or so, right? Not a small amount for 4 or 5 bracelets. But I'll tell you, something shifted. There was a misalignment in the conversation I had with this person, and she's a very nice person, but our approach to this was very different. And basically she said to me, this is an opportunity for you to make a lot of money, and I'm all about business, and I'm all about how do we make this a business. And I was like, listen, I respect that that's where you're coming from, but I am the complete opposite. To me, it's never about how much money I can make. It's never about money. Even when I'm making money, it's the original intention is not about the money. The original intention is always, how can I be of service to whoever I'm working with? Therefore, these videos are an act of service to whoever's watching this. This is not a popularity contest for me. This is not about how many likes or how many views or how many shares I have. I'm very clear that whoever needs to watch these are watching them, and they're going to learn and get from it whatever they need to, because I feel trusted that God has entrusted me with this. Now, people, I understand, if I have 500 views on a video, I'm maybe 50 people watched it completely. If that's maybe 10%. Who cares? I mean, again, even if one person is impacted by what I'm putting out there, be it the videos, be it my work, be it whatever, then you know what? Shukr, alhamdulillah. Thank you, because I've lived a good life of purpose. And so that's kind of the attitude, because when you live a life of purpose, when you live a life of service, when you live, when your intention is clean and pure, energetically the money will come. 100%. I have complete faith in this. I'll tell you, I'm not rich. I have a long way to go. I'm just as average as anyone else, but I am so blessed. I may not be rich in terms of my bank balance, but I am so rich in terms of the joy I have in my life, the love I have in my life, in terms of the people in my life, of course, my immediate family, but then the amazing people that I've had the pleasure and privilege and honor of being of service to, and being able to, make some small difference in someone's life. And my kids are happy, my kids are healthy, and that wasn't always the case. And so how can I not use everything and anything I can, I have that's been given to me by God as an act of service, as an act of faith, as an act of love. So something to think about, do all things, do everything, do little things with great love. Just start where you are, and again, it's just about you. You make the decision and you show up. So whether you're just, no matter what you're doing, do it with love, do it as an act of service, do it as an act of worship, do it as an act of praise. And, hopefully you'll experience joy and love and peace. Love and light. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.